Another aspect of this, that the evolution of snacks is sort of the same product but different packaging, and that's popcorn buckets. I don't know if you've been to the movies recently and
I did.
seen the massive adoption or just, I guess, introduction of popcorn buckets to the movie going experience. Have you heard of this?
Are you talking about, like, the, like, specialty ones for
Yes.
special yeah, oh, like like the Beyoncé one that I have? Yes.
Well, you are a product of movie theater marketing because
No!
you all know what happened to movie theaters in 2020, where they, obviously had all of their revenue gutted. A lot of theaters did not survive. So when people started coming back to the theaters, they had to really start thinking about what are some additional ways that we can make revenue, because not the movie
Like
going experience
like
has
the
just
Dune
evolved so
one.
rapidly. The Dune one is a perfect example. That one got sold out.
Yeah,
Um,
like, I'm sure it did.
so it's so when people come to the movies, they're typically coming for a franchise that they're really passionate about.
Yeah,
And so when they're there, they're thinking of these ways that they can upsell them. So it kind of started with the different themed drinks. Like some theaters sell alcohol
yes.
now. I think a lot of them actually do. But they'll have like a themed drink based on the big movie that is in theaters right now. I went to the theaters. I think this trend really started within the last 2 years, because I can vividly remember going to the theater and seeing like one bucket that you could buy. And it was like,
Yeah,
the Indiana Jones release or like a Spider-Man or something like that, like one really big movie. One of the Mario movie, for example, they were selling the blocks that the power up
yes.
blocks. That was a brilliant popcorn bucket. I actually have flowers sitting in it on my porch right now. And so that was just, kind of one or two. We go to the movies pretty regularly. And the last movie we saw was in December. We didn't go see another movie until whenever Dune came
December?
out.
Oh, okay, so just recently,
So
yeah,
when
okay.
Dune came out, so a
Yeah.
few months had passed. In that time frame, we now have popcorn buckets for damn near every single movie, because AMC had to build a separate section of the concession area where they just have these shelves that hold about 12 popcorn buckets now. It's absolutely, I mean, it's just insane how much that it's blowing up.
Yeah, you can
But
still buy the Taylor Swift ones at mine too.
oh, you can? Oh,
Yeah.
that's interesting, because there's actually a lot of production hiccups that happen with the popcorn buckets, because you have to secure the licensing deals. A lot of times you secure the licensing deal, but you don't necessarily secure the product design itself. So there's like different approval levels that you have to go through. And with the movies kind of being, a little bit of a toss up, like Dune, Barbie, like these types of movies, Mario, they're going to be smashing successes. So it makes sense for a theater to order a shit ton of these popcorn buckets. But for some of these other movies, they have no idea what the production can take months at a time. But then you combine that with the fact that a movie only stays in the theater for about 2 months. So if you
Yeah.
have like an unexpected hit where somebody wants the damn popcorn bucket and they can't get access to it, it makes no sense to order more, because the movie is only going to stay in the theaters for a couple of months anyways. And that production lead time, you need about, at least a couple of months for the design to be approved, and then 6 months from a production standpoint, from a manufacturing standpoint, delivery, all that stuff. So there's a lot of really just, I mean, these popcorn buckets, $25 to $50 is the selling price that they range in. We went to see Indiana Jones, the Indiana 5, and we went on release night, and that popcorn bucket was already sold out. And so
Yeah.
certain movies that they're kind of just guessing on if this is actually going to be something that oh well, hold on, let me share that screen again. If this is going to be something that's actually going to be worthwhile for the theater to invest in. And so there was this whole breakdown a few months ago. So I
Oh,
figured that
that's
this was a
cool.
really good sort of tie-in with the snack movement. And if you're looking on the screen, this Dune popcorn bucket, that's the one that like everybody just clamored for. And
Yeah.
then this is a type of popcorn bucket that ends up, on eBay immediately after. There's R2D2, there's Barbie, there's Ghostbusters, and they're all
Barbie one,
really
yeah.
cool ways to think about like putting popcorn in these different devices. I personally don't put the popcorn in it. I just buy it and keep them separate so you don't have all that like popcorn residue on it. But this is leading to a massive, there's a Thor
Whoa.
hammer here. It's really cool. We have one of those too. That was actually a really well made one.
I'm surprised you don't get the Disney ones.
There haven't actually been many Disney ones that I've seen.
But
Not
the park one. You know what I'm talking about? The park
Oh,
ones?
yeah, the Disney popcorn buckets. Yes, those I have been guilty of getting those in the past, and then they sit in a corner and I don't do anything with them. So I've told myself I'm not buying popcorn buckets from Disney anymore. I've now shifted that purchasing habit to
I feel
the
like they
movie
stole them
theaters.
though. That stole the idea though from that, right? It's like they are cool.
Probably. And a couple notes from the Hollywood Reporter article, because it said minutes after the first trailer of his
Right.
superhero pick, Deadpool and Wolverine dropped during the Super Bowl, Ryan Reynolds tweeted about popcorn of all things, and he said, "Wait until you see the Deadpool popcorn bucket."
Ooh.
No doubt he was responding to the social media frenzy over a new Dune in theater sandworm popcorn container that's been rifled and looks like a sex toy. It even, I guess, got a Saturday Night Live skit.
Yeah.
But it adds up to dollars. So because let's talk about last summer, AMC chief Adam Aaron predicted that 25,000 special edition Barbie Corvettes would sell out by the end of opening weekend at $35 a pop. He was right. That means nearly 1 million in revenue, or about $875,000. So that is just, I mean, it's just outstanding that, or I don't know, outstanding or outrageous that,
Both.
these different things, yeah, both, that are now being involved with movie theater experience.
Merch. Merch,
Yeah.
baby. I think that'll be like our generational thing is like just merch. Like we just like buy things that no one really needs, but just like sits somewhere and looks cool, right? It's the Happy Meals, you know. We gotta have some little toy with it. And I think it's cool though. Like imagine I don't see any fun. The Civil War, they didn't have a popcorn bucket for that one, but I need to go see some more fun movies. I wanted the Barbie one, and they
Mm.
sold out of that. I have had a finagle to get the Beyonce ones, aka buy it out of state. So it's the Taylor Swift one, and I think the Beyonce one though. I noticed I don't have an AMC near me, but they're finally showing
What
up.
was it? What was the Beyonce one?
So when the movie came out for the concert, it was like it's like a silver, that's just like a silver black bucket, just like kind of cool 3D with a horse on it. The Taylor
Oh,
Swift
okay.
one is kind of the same thing. Like you see like it looks like kind of some of the merch that she had as well. It's like, but the cup is like strong. Just I mean, we talk about that all the time. Just so I need another freaking cup in my house. But no, I really wanted the Barbie one, and especially because like honestly, like $35. I mean, I go to the movies pretty much like every other weekend, to be honest with you, and the amount of money that you spend on popcorn and stuff, anyways, it's like might as well throw that in there. So
Especially
hey,
if it's one of these movies that they go quick and you could just flip them over on eBay. I mean, that we've definitely thought about doing that. We haven't done it yet because there's,
just you put plants in them. It sounds like
well, yeah. Well, definitely with the Mario one. So we have a plant in that one, and I specifically picked a plant that kind of looked like the fireball.
that's
The plant that
oh,
is the
that's
fireball in
cool.
Mario games. So you know what I'm talking about. So it's like a cactus that's green, and then it has the red top, and so that it looks cool in that bucket.
That is
Um,
cool.
I don't know what I would do with the rest of them. I know we still have the Thor one, but it kind of just sits off to the side as like
That just looks cool.
decoration.
Yeah.
That one was really well made. Um, and I'm trying to think of like, well, the Indiana Jones one just comes to mind because it was the hat, and I really wanted to get that one, but like I said, it was sold out. Another aspect of it, and these different movies also have different merch deals depending on the theater that they work with. So AMC might have one type, Cinemark might have another type. I've noticed the last time I was at a Cinemark, like they have the cups to your point, in addition to the popcorn buckets. So we're probably going to be seeing a lot more of, drinks and cups and popcorn buckets for a variety of movies. But there is some production issues that happen with it. Like I said, the reordering of these buckets is damn near impossible because of the lead time that you need.
Yeah.
And they're having to make these decisions 18 months ahead of a film's release. And so that's a lot of time to be thinking about all of these different sort of marketing efforts that you can make. But if it's getting people to the theaters and it's getting them to spend, more money, for they're capitalizing on fandom. And I think that's pretty smart.
It is. It's funny to like kind of think about the fact that like you're working on a movie, but also considering the popcorn bucket that goes with it as like production goes by. It's awesome. I love that. I need to.